Hey there, MiniWarGamers. Owen here from MiniWarGaming with... Say your name.
Dave. I thought you were going to introduce me.
I don't introduce people.
That's lame.
It's because I forget your names. I'm kidding.
I
I don't. I just like to let you have your time on the camera. I talk to this thing all day, every day.
Mm-hmm. I don't talk to this thing all day, every day.
And you get your chance now. Anyway, distracting. 1,500 points of Eldar against...
Grey Knights.
Yeah, at Grey Knights. He brought a cheesy list.
Not by my choice.
Yeah, he wanted to play Necrons. Anyway, so stay tuned for that, and remember, go to miniwargaming.com/challenge to challenge a MiniWargamer.
We work clear to play. MiniWarGaming, speed the cooler, Batrep.
So here we have 1,500 points of Eldar, or my new Eldar here. They've just shown up. So we've got the Farseer in the front with Runes of Warding, Witnessing, as well as a Ghost Helm, just in case. And that's my Warlord. Then I've got a unit of Fire Dragons with a Wave Serpent, and another unit of Fire Dragons with a Wave Serpent. I mess up here. There's actually another one there. He's the Exarch. And then we've got a unit of Dire Avengers with their Exarch, and he's got the Dire Blade and the Blade Storm, as well as their Wave Serpent. And all the Wave Serpents have Bright Lances on them, twin-linked. And then a unit of Wraithguard with a Spirit Seer, and he's got the one that gives them stealth, or the +2 to their cover save, the 5-up cover save. That's it. And then we've got 2 prisms, and then a unit of Guardians just to fill in points at the end. And then for 1,500 points of Grey Knights, we've got David's regular list here. He's got Drago up front, along with 2 groups of Paladins. They've got 2 Psy Cannons, a Hammer, and then the rest are then an Apothecary and Halberds. Now, you don't see all of the Psy Cannons, and you don't see the Hammers because he's actually got the old pewter models, because he started collecting his Grey Knights way back when. And then he's got, of course, 2 Storm Ravens. So here we are deployed. Now, the Eldar did win to go first, so I got to deploy first, and I deployed my army like this. And just taking a look, because I really, really like the Fire Dragon Wave Serpents with the big dragon on them. But anyway, here we've got the Grey Knights deployed at the far corner, and that's all he's got, is right in the middle of the board. A bunch of guys standing behind a hill with Drago on top against the entirety of my army. But because it is Warhammer 40k, he gets the chance to steal initiative, and he does. So he goes first now. So Grey Knight's turn 1 begins. Now, he doesn't have any reserves coming in yet, so he won't have his flyers, but his units do get to move out. So we do move off with his units there, and we did actually roll, and it will be night fighting for turn 1. Now, we had almost forgotten, but we did forget to put it on camera, but it is night fighting. So any shots, you're going to have the cover saves, as well as not being able to shoot 36 inches. So first thing he does is shoot at my walkers there, my Wraithguard. And he does do a wound, but I make the armor save. And the other one I do as well, I believe. Yeah, because I have a 3-up. So we're okay from that. And then he fires his bolt guns, and they don't do anything. So that was it. That was Grey Knight's turn 1. Eldar turn 1 begins, and my Wraithguard march up. Now, because they have a Spirit Seer with them, they do not have to roll to see if they don't do anything. That roll of a 1 where they stop. And so here is the rest of his army moving up. Now, we also did our Warlord traits were off camera as well. My character is able to hold objectives, which is very key, because there are objectives that have not been placed yet, because we had totally forgotten. Because we play a lot, David and I, and we usually just kill each other despite the objectives. But there you can see there's little chalices around the board. But this is not going to be a game where we decide who holds the most objectives. I'm going to try and table him, and he's going to try and table me, because he knows he can't get around as fast as I can. But I start firing my prism cannons into his unit here, and I do a wound, but he makes his invuln, so I fire a second one, and this one scatters just a little bit, does clip all of them, or at least 2 of them, does 2 wounds, and he fails both. And because it's strength 8 AP2, they're instant killed. So 2 Grey Knight Paladins are down already. Now I start firing the twin-linked cannons here, and now I turbo boost in the shooting phase, or I boost further anyway, to move my my Fire Dragons further up the side, and I decide to run my... Okay, now I have the weapons platform, that's what it is. In the back with the Guardians, they have another Bright Lance. Man, so many different kinds of weapons in these armies. Anyway, Grey Knight's turn 2. We've got the Storm Ravens coming in, and they both, of course, come in. Now, they both fly in. It's got the Twin Link Multi-Melta and the Twin Link Las Cannon on them. And so he moves his units up around the side here. Not sure why he went the other way the first turn, but it doesn't really matter. He's got Paladins, and they're so hard to kill with the 2 wounds and 2 up, 5 up. And the only good thing, though, is it's not night fighting anymore, so everyone will be able to shoot in my army now, and he won't get any kind of increased cover save. Not that it helped him, but just for that little bit. Now, here we have a little debate, because he goes to shoot me, and I got no problem with that. So he fires, and he hits, and does pen it, but as you'll see later on, with the multi-meltas against tanks, do the multi-meltas on the front of the Storm Raven count as pinto-mounted, or turret-mounted, or hull-mounted? Because on the model, it's right at the front. See, here it is right now, we're talking about this. Whether or not he'd be able to make that. Because in the 45-degree arc, he can't actually do it if it's hull-mounted. But you can actually turn the guns on that, and they will point towards it. Now, of course, we don't actually do that, because that would just prove my point right there. So I let him do it, because it's not really a big deal, and I mean, like, he could have just aimed it, so he could have done it anyway, but what do you think? Leave a comment below about whether or not, because it doesn't say in his book. Now, it looks like it's hull-mounted, but it doesn't say in his book. Now he shoots his side cannons, firing into my unit of Wraith Guard, and these are rending, so they have a chance of just killing my guys outright, but he doesn't actually get any rending, and fails to wound. Now the other side cannons shoot into my Wave Serpent here, and he fails to do... Oh, he's done 1 hull point, and then fires his bolt gun and does nothing. And then they try and charge, but I do get to stand and shoot with my Wraith Guard, and they get 2 hits, and they do it an instant death as well as a strength 8 or AP2 hit. He saves the instant death, but he fails the wound. So he does take 1 wound, and he fails the charge, so it doesn't actually matter. And that's the end of Grey Knight.